Oh, you can't hear me. What's up, YouTube? It's me, the artisanmc, starting without a live mic. Idiot. Chilling on my day off, doing a little bit of work, watching some YouTube, and I just finished watching the Andrew Tate Just Pearly Things. Was it supposed to be a debate or something like that? Yeah, debate. I watched the whole thing straight through because I'm old school. I'm a Gen Xer. I'm analog, so I'm watching the whole thing. I'm not taking clips and making a soliloquy about the little bits and pieces that I got of things. I'm actually watching it long form. I'm watching the whole thing, and I just thought I'd share my thoughts on it because you guys are probably the only ones who give a shit. Right? I'm watching this. It's a YouTube thing, and it's people that are in the sphere that I am, being a content creator on YouTube, big or small. That's what I am. And I'm interested in how people succeed at doing this stuff and what their content is for the most part. I've known about Pearl for a while. I told you guys I was subscribed to her channel. I've been subscribed to her channel before she blew up in the Black Manosphere. I had been subscribed. I listened to her content. That's how I knew that people were listening to our stuff outside of just the black circles. And really being interested that it sounded like a lot of stuff that Kevin was saying that she was repeating and using in the UK. But then, when she blew up in the Black Manosphere and she got interviewed, you found out that Kevin, tutored her. She paid for a consultation with Kevin, and Kevin was helping her. Kevin helped her. He gave her game. So now it makes sense, doesn't it? Okay, so it wasn't necessarily stolen. He gave her the blueprint. Fine. What up, Malika? And yeah, that Robert Rodriguez and James Cameron link was cool. You're welcome. There's another one too you should watch. That same channel, there's James Cameron and Denis Villeneuve. That's a really good one too. That's a really good one. And that's how I end up finding the one with Robert Rodriguez and James Cameron, because regardless of what anybody say, I like Robert Rodriguez as a writer and a director. I don't give a fuck about what happened with Book of Boba Fett. That was a one-off. That was some BS, and that wasn't all him. So I'm not hating him because of that shit. You can forget it. So I'll send you that link later on. Let me just finish this part. But I did want to address that. I saw that comment in there. So Pearl, her show with Andrew Tate. I've known who Pearl was for a while. Liked the content. I thought it was interesting because I'm always been curious with what people think and how they think. I don't have to agree. I don't have to agree with what anybody says. I understand that is my right as a human being, as a man. I don't have to agree. But I am interested in understanding why you think the way you do and how you got to the thought process that you have. And that is what I get from watching other folks' content, right? It's not that I'm looking for agreement. I don't like echo chambers. I really don't. People saying the same shit bores me. They saying the same thing that the person next to them is saying, or the person said 10 minutes ago right before them, or they just constantly repeating somebody else's words. I'm not interested at all. I'm really not interested at all, because it shows that you're not putting any of yourself into this. You're not actually churning it around in your own head and coming up with your own words to talk about what it is you want to say, that you have nothing but a head full of other people's comments. That's useless to me, right? It's useless to me. It doesn't inform me how you think. It just shows me you don't think. And I have no use for people who don't think. It's not interesting to me at all. So I like hearing other people's points of view on things. I actually revel in that shit. That's why, just like yesterday, we're having a good conversation. It's hard to pull me away from it. People are actually putting in, and it's them. I can feel that it's them coming through. It's hard to pull me away from that conversation. It's look, it's like I'm taking a piece of my soul to get away from. Like, God damn, man, I was having a good time. I don't want to leave. I want to stay here. It's like being in Vegas and pulling that slot machine, and you know that motherfucker is about to pay out. It has to pay out. It has to pay out soon. You don't. I'm hot. Don't pull me away from this right now. It's gonna cash out. I need to have it cash out on me, right? So that's what it is. So that's me listening to people's commentary. Pro has a good show. She has good production on her show, and it's blown up. And she threw out the blueprint a couple months ago when she had her interview about how she blew up, and it works. Obviously, it works, right? So I don't have any hate for her. You know, I get pissy about people pulling ideas from people and not giving them credit. That's what I get pissy about. But she gives credit all the damn time about where she got the game from. So I don't have a problem with her doing that shit. It's not like she's trying to own it. Like, oh, I just did it all myself. It was just all me. Get the fuck out of here. You know, you got it from somebody, right? Because you wouldn't even heard these talking points otherwise. So I can appreciate and respect that. That gives it a pass for me. Andrew Tate. I only know him in infamy and barely at that, right? Andrew Tate didn't pop up on my radar until everybody started talking about, I think it was probably a hurricane. Hurricane Edward was talking about Andrew Tate and how he got his channel and everything took. And I'm like, who the fuck is Andrew Tate? I didn't even know who the hell he was. I had to go looking into it to find out who he was. And even then, I was listening to some of his videos and what he was saying. I was like, what the hell is everybody upset about? This is the truth. Like, goddamn. Like, what are you really upset about? And then I have to realize, you know, check myself and remember where the hell I am. I'm in America. I'm in Western society. And we are inundated with vagina massaging. So, yeah, some of the stuff he's saying is probably hurtful. But if what I heard in this debate is more of what he tells men to, I'm sure some dudes was pissed off too. And it's funny, I listen to it, but I don't take a lot of it fucking personal. I don't. But I understand he has a certain position, breathing some certain rarefied air in his years that gives him the perspective that he has. It's the same way that the years that I've lived on this planet gives me a certain perspective for how I see the world. So I don't fault it in any way, because what I look for, I can pick out differences very well, right? Critique, pick out the differences. That's why I like Karnak of the Inhumans, because you can always see the weakness in all things, even arguments. I can see that. Weakness in all things, I can see the weak point in the shit. That's not hard. What I look for, though, is a commonality, where we can find common ground, unity. Where is the point to where you believe and what I believe actually comes into parallel with each other, where we can actually find that agreement and work together. That's what it is. That's all it is for me. I look for that parallel. I'm not interested in where we diverge. We can find anything to fucking diverge about. Look, you say you like blue, I say I like red. You say you like greens, I say I like string beans. I mean, look, man, the easiest part of human nature is finding disagreement. That's not hard. It's not hard at all. The hard part is finding agreement where we can agree. You have to be willing to sit down and do the work and have enough knowledge in yourself to bring that to bear in the situation to find that agreement. But you also have to do one thing that most people don't have a fucking clue about: shutting your mouth and opening your ears. That's the part people have a hard time doing, especially in this era. Especially in this era. I only say especially in this era because I haven't lived in any other one. I've lived through the 80s. I've lived through the 90s. I'm living through the early 2000s. I'm in the 20 hots right now. Lived through a couple of eras. Listening has not been improved. It's not been improved. It's not been improved. It's like it's on a sliding scale going down, while the scale for people opening their mouth and having something to say has gone up. Like, you Once you open this wide enough, you negate the sound that comes to your ears. You know that, right? That's why I tell people if I end up in some exchanges with them and say, I'm listening. You can't be listening if you're talking. Scientifically impossible, as far as I'm concerned. It's not. It's not. You can't be. Because one, your brain is not engaged with what I'm saying because you're thinking about what you're saying. And then you can't hear me because you're projecting sound. You're not receiving. One pathway is closed while the other one is open. So it's not possible. It's not fucking possible. I'm saying it's not possible because I've done it. Opening my mouth more than I was listening. And then somebody's asked me, did you hear what I just said? And ego won't let you say, no, I didn't say what you said. Can you say it again? I wasn't listening. Dude, it's human. That's what makes us all human. We do dumb shit. So figuring out who Andrew Tate was, I had a lot of respect for himself for how he kind of made himself, you know. And hearing the things that he was saying, I'm like, this is not really objectionable shit. It's really not. It's really common sense, basic stuff that if you've lived enough time in the world, you come to understanding like this is just the way it is. It's not revolutionary. It's not we gonna change this whole world around and have a new plan for how we all should live. No, it's just what we have been doing that actually, in his words, has worked. Different than what Kevin was saying. Kevin was telling you the same stuff, how to unscrew yourself in situations. Stop doing these things. But what up, Beastly? I think is really funny in an ironic sense is that the people who talk the most think they know the most, and they don't know shit. They don't know anything. They're filling up the air with a bunch of lack of information, a bunch of stuff they don't know. And every time I listen, all I hear is feelings and all of that. It's my feeling of this. It's what that may be a fact, but that's not what I feel. Like, oh, Jesus Christ. Dude, are we having an actual factual conversation or are we having a feel fest? Because I'm sorry, I don't do feel fest. Empathy, for a person like me, empathy is kind of hard. Right? I have it. Make no mistake, I have empathy. But if you want to have a debate, a conversation about an important topic, I'm not going into it with feelings. I'm going into it with logic, not emotion. Now, I may get amped up in it, but I'm not leaning on emotion because I am a pretty passionate person. It's just what it is. If you hit something that I'm really passionate about, I will get hyped. But it's not that I'm all emotional because I'm not, my arguments aren't made off emotion. My arguments are made off of logic. And what I saw watching Pearl's podcast with Andrew Tate, Davina, whoever the fuck she is, I don't know who she is. She was making some sense, but on my nerves a little bit. Brittany Renner, who was looking better. I actually found her kind of cute for a hot second. Like, damn, she can wear her hair like my daughter. That's weird. But life is showing you some shit now that you got a baby, right? Okay. Yeah, now you learn. Got you. Auntie that's up there that she look, I like her. Me and her can sit down and have a drink because she be giving it like the British dark skin British, that bullshit. She ain't for it, boy. I wait for her to pull out a wooden spoon and just start beating folks. And then this other loudmouth, I guess she said she was Nigerian chick on there that was getting on my goddamn last fucking nerve. Her voice was absolutely irritating. Absolutely irritating. Yeah, I saw you in there, AB. I see you. Got you. So, what did I get from watching? What was it? I think it was 3 hours of this video. Yeah, watching 3 hours, 8 minutes, and 6 seconds of this interview. Yeah, Beasley, that loudmouth 26-year-old. It was like, boy, you showing all of your 26, and it might be 22. Your chronological age. I don't know if y'all remember this. There used to be an old um, Nintendo Wii, not Wii, but little handheld Nintendo system game way back, and it was called Brain Age. And you would play it. You would play these games and do these puzzles and stuff like that. And based on how quickly you solve the puzzles and stuff like that, it would give you the age of your brain. That shit was very disappointing for some people, for adults playing it, because then they found out how young they actually think and how slow their mind actually is. I like stuff like that. Always did. Always did. Because it's a leveling thing, or it's a humbling experience to let you know you are not where you think you are. It sucks if you're on the side of that realizing I'm not where I should be, but it is what the hell it is. You can always get better. At least now you know where you're starting from, right? I used to run track when I was young, right? And based on the time, your trial time, you could figure out where you were starting in the pack. That's just what it was. It doesn't mean you weren't the best runner. It wasn't mean that you wasn't fast. It didn't mean none of that shit. It just means out of 12 people who all did this time trial, you ranked at number 6. So you're starting in the 6th position. Okay? Stay in your lane, run your race. That was it. That's all it was. Now you could better or lower your position based on your performance. But just because you started in 6th place don't mean you finished the race in 6th. You can finish it first, you can finish it last. But it was all based on your performance at the place that you started. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. That's life. Wherever you start is where you start. What you put into it from there is where you get to. That's it. So, listening to this interview, I came out with a little bit. I came out with respect for Tate, right, which I already had. Look, I don't shit on anybody and their accomplishments, right? I don't. And I don't have a problem with people who have to talk harsh about pushing yourself as a man and accomplishing things. I don't have any problem with that stuff. That's why y'all hear me talk about cooking. I say I love Gordon Ramsay. I love Gordon Ramsay because he tell people what the hell is up right off the bat. No bullshit. I can respect that. I can, because that's better than the PC world where, well, you got to say it this way and you got to use this tone. And if you hold your nuts really tight and up and make your voice real high, people won't feel bad when you tell them they kind of didn't make the mark. How is that helping them? How is that helping them? That is not helping them. That ain't what they want to hear. They actually want to hear that they screwed up when they screw up. You know that, right? Why would you do anything less? What are you hoping to gain? Improvement? That's not going to happen. So, like I said, gained a little bit more respect for him. Was really rooting for Auntie. What's up, Toya? I see you in there. Rooting for Auntie in there, holding her own and checking the young chick who needed to be checked in the room. Any chick that said something that she was foul with, she checked them, which I appreciate that, because that's that old woman energy, right? That's that grandma energy. You need that in the room. I liked how Tate held his frame in that shit, because chicks was getting real loud, real animated. Like, goddamn, will somebody stop putting the hot poker up that cat's butt? Like, for real, stop it. Look, I almost turned that shit off. I was like, I'm talking to the screen. It's just me sitting here at the computer doing what I'm doing, writing my notes and stuff like that. And I hear this, it's like, man, shut up. Like, I can't look. Oh, I'm single. I'm interviewing. You ain't interviewing for shit. You single. You a she sale. Okay. No. Nobody want to deal with that crap. Get the hell out of here. 26 years old talking about you interviewing. You ain't interviewing for shit. Um, the other chick on there, what was Davina, Deverne, whatever the hell else. She was on some spiritual shit. Kept throwing out everybody astrological signs. Like, look, man, that don't make a goddamn bit of difference to what is actually going on in the conversation. Stop trying to find, leveling things. Like, I know him because I know his astrological sign. Shut up. No, you don't. Look, Toya in here, she know. If you've done astrology and not just Western astrology, there's a bunch of things that go into it. Because if I said I'm a Scorpio, that's just Western. If I said I was an ox, that's just Eastern. If I said I was an eagle, that's Native American. That's just three that I know of that describes my personality. So you ain't pinning nobody down by saying one thing. You're a Scorpio. That means you're these things. You know how many different types of Scorpios there are? Quit it. Deal with the person that you're dealing with and figure it out from there. She was all right sometimes, but also kind of nerve wracking because she was saying some dumb shit. Brittany Renner sitting up there was actually more composed. She was more composed. She wasn't engaging as much. And I think it was because it was too much chaotic energy in there. And I think that sounds funny, right? Because the two times I've seen Brittany Renner is this time, well, three times. This time, a little bit of the Fresh and Fit interview they did with her, which was some completely different energy. And then sitting there with Kevin. That's the three times I've seen Brittany Renner. I don't give a dang about her otherwise. I really don't. I don't know who she been with. I don't follow her sexual history. None of that. I don't Instagram. None of that. I did not know her until she was sitting up there with Kevin doing an interview. It's like, why is she important? Oh, she's an Insta thought. Why does that matter? How many of them are there? It's like a million of them. Uh-huh. Oh, it's a cute face and a big ass. Well, like I haven't seen that before. I'm a heterosexual man. Okay, so what else she got to offer? Oh, she had a baby by an NBA player. Like, fuck, who hasn't? It's not special either. What am I caring about here? That's my whole thing. But watching her sitting on this panel, it was interesting. Doing a little I'm forgetting the word right now. I'm probably tired. It's interesting doing a little psychological analyzing of her, right? Just watching the body language, watching her eyes, watching the where she engaged and where she didn't, and how she engaged and how she didn't, and tone and stuff like that. That was pretty interesting because she was going through a lot of emotions during that thing. It was. If you watch Pearl's video, partway in there is that they get to talking about that child support, and that shit is hitting her deeply. It's hitting her hard. And I'm like, wow, this is really interesting. I've never seen a woman get this goddamn invested in child support. Interesting. But it was getting combated by the fact that an older woman was there from a different country was saying, so what? So what? Just take care of your child. Because here in London, you don't have no child support. You're done. You should have got married. Oh, they wasn't liking that shit. They were not liking that. That was funny. And like AB is saying, she's trying to reform her whole image. I'll dispute that. I don't think she wasn't sitting up there trying to reform no whole image. She wasn't. I actually thought the way she was sitting up there with what she was wearing and not engaging enough actually looked bad on her because she's sitting up there in all black, short black dress, black shoes, hair all out natural, black ass, ugly ass nails that I can't stand. All these chicks with these long ass witch nails, I can't stand that shit. That should drive me fucking nuts, dude. Like, I don't like that back in the fucking 80s. Right? But she is sitting there composed. She is composed. And she is speaking as a woman who has changed a bit. Something has changed in her. And I've said this about children with males and females. A child can do one of two things to a person. It can make you run from being an adult, and those are the parents who end up having their children have to be the ones to take care of them because the adult just wants to be a child. You just forcefully plant your feet in the ground. I'm not going to grow up. I'm not going to grow up. And the kid grows up all kind of tough because they have to be the adult. Or you kind of accept that role, and there is actual growth that happens within you because you understand things differently now. You have to be the adult. And that's what I was seeing on her face now. She's having to be the adult. And that's why you thinking she's trying to reform her whole image. No, it's no different than Kim Kardashian not wanting them sex tapes all out there. No difference. They have children now. They have stakes in this world now. They actually understand now all that shit you did in your past matters now. And it's not that it matters to the next guy you're going to get. It matters to your children who can find it. That's who it matters to. Because make no mistake, I don't think Brittany Renner gives a good goddamn about any man what he thinks of her. I really don't. Maybe the one she wants to be with, she cares a little bit about. But there's been a few of them, right? Publicly. So any dude coming along saying, oh, you a hoe, you a bitch, she already know how to deal with that. She's desensitized to that a little bit. She ain't worried about that. What she's worried about is her son growing up and saying, mama, you was a hoe. You was a whole sloop bag. You was doing all this with these dudes? Mama, I don't know. That will kill her. That will kill her to have her child having that kind of realization about her. That's what's changed in her. She ain't out here trying to reform her whole image. Is out there. It's on the internet. She can't change that shit. What she is trying to change is how she goes forward and how people look at her to change her respectability so her child don't get old enough to see all of that shit. That's what the Reformation is. The Reformation is for the kids. So they don't have to grow up and he be in school talking about, hey, man, that's your mom? That's Brittany Renner, man. Man, you think I got a shot with your mama? I'm playing the NBA. Nigga, have a son going to jail. Have a son going to jail. Because all these young dudes think they got a shot. Yeah, she used to be a real hoe bag back in the day. Oh, nigga. No, she don't want a son going to jail like that. No, and that's what it is. The same thing with Kim. Why do you think she's trying to be a lawyer? To give herself some respectability for her children. Because being the hot chick that's fucking all these wealthy dudes is one thing. But being the mom to 4 kids and they got to grow up and say, Mom, I was on the internet and I found this video of you. You did, who was this? You did these things and let people know this? She got daughters. You think she endorsing that lifestyle for them? Nah, bruh. Nah. It's a different game when you have kids, when you got skin in the game. It's a whole different game when you got skin in it. And that changes people. It can. It can be transformational in a good way. And I think that's what you're seeing. They're trying to reform their image for their children. They ain't trying to reform your image for you or me. They not. We always gonna know what they was doing and what they was about when they were younger. They're trying to reform that shit for their kids. So if they calm it the hell down, it dies down and people don't dredge that shit up and be plastering all out there to their kids. So their kids be looking at them crazy like, yeah, you was a ho. I can't talk to you. You damaging my brand. That's what that shit is. Yeah, Beasley trying to keep him from being the yo mama joke. Yeah. Because best believe, Brittany Renner got a son. And most of y'all in here is guys. You know how vicious guys can be when we get to getting into dozens and shit. And your mama got actual footage of being out there looking at all these dudes. Oh. Whoa, I thought of 3 good ones right now. 3 good ones. 3 soul-crushing shots would get a dude to swinging on you, which means you actually won. He ain't gonna have nothing to say for that. It'll mess his head up. She don't want her son going through that shit. She got to reform her image. It ain't for the dudes. It's not. That's for her son. Same thing with Kim. That's for them kids. That ain't for Kanye, the Kardashian family, not for her daddy, none of that shit. That ain't for none of them. It's for them damn little motherfuckers that's looking at her and calling her mama. She don't want them looking at her like these dudes and somebody else looked at it and skeeted all in her face. Like, you's a hoe. Yeah, I'm good. Had this weak ass pussy. No, she don't want that. She does not want that at all. And funny enough, that's just the same shit that guys get. So, yeah, so keep trying themselves. Beastly Nerdy Up. It's too late for that. It's not too late, AB. I mean, look, Brittany's 30-something, right? I think Kim is 30, getting close to 40. It's about the time, right? And this is something that came up in the conversation that was exactly on point for Andrew Tate. Exactly the point, right? One of the things I pointed out before is about how nature is kind of lopsided in a way for men and women, right? At the point where men are at their peak, you want women who are younger and not at their peak. At the point where women are at their peak, they want men who are younger and not at their peak, right? It's just a sick game that those sine waves match up oppositely, right? You're a 40-year-old man, you get a 40-year-old woman, she wanted a 20-year-old dude. That's just what it's going to be. But a 40-year-old man could probably want a younger 20-year-old chick too. And then a woman is upset, like, oh, you going after the young meat, the dumb bitches. It's competition. It's competition. The point that Tate made was that he was making this to Brittany Renner and not going after her. He's just making a point about something she said, right? And bringing that knowledge, that commonality of understanding to the situation, because he was the only male there. He was the only male there. And bringing an understanding that when you were 18 to 25, you were at your peak. You had the choice of everybody, anybody you could have. Now, that could be demoralizing for a guy your age trying to get at you because he has nothing to offer you in that sense. But the guy at that age is not at his peak. Now, you went out and you had a good time and did everything you wanted to while you were at your peak. But then you got a little bit older, and then you got a little bit more maturity. Now you start thinking, well, maybe I want this. Well, that guy that you want now was there when you were younger. You just didn't want his ass because he didn't have the money and the cars and all the rest of that stuff, right? Okay, so that same guy who actually built himself up during his 18s and 20s, 30s and 40s, and actually has the house, the car, and all that stuff, and now he's at his peak. Why the hell would you turn around and try to tell that guy, now you can't have everything you want? If you pick me, you can't have everything you want. No fucking way. And he rightfully said, no, fuck you. Look, if I had to climb, this is his analogy too. This is not my analogy. This is his analogy because I want him to get his respect for this. If I had to climb up this mountain and they told me it was a candy store at the top, and I finally get to the top of that mountain and get in the candy store, and I've had one piece of candy. Now you gonna tell me I can't have the rest? No, you had one piece. That's it. The store's closed. Fuck you. No, I want a taste of everything that's in this bitch because I worked to get here. I spent all this time to get here. You think you're gonna come along and tell me, no, you pick me, you can't pick nobody else? Man, shut the fuck up. Hell no. I didn't waste all this time of my life and all this hard work and effort and grind to get up there and let you think you're gonna tell me I can only have one. No, I'm having everything. I'm not having you. You're gonna have to get comfortable in the side seat. This is not where you get to step off and tell me that I can't have the life I want to at the peak of my availability. When you were at the peak of your availability, you went and had everything. You had every piece of candy you could. Bullshit. And it's bullshit. It is bullshit. But that's the game, and that's how shit is all mixed up with folks. So you have a 26-year-old sitting on this panel listening to this, and she wants to attack him for that. Well, that's wrong. Well, Ben too. And what about such and such? Everything out of her mouth is what about somebody else? Nothing of it is about accountability. None of it. She don't want to have to listen to a man, but she's 26. Of course she don't want to have to listen to a man. And you know what? You shouldn't listen to a man. Keep listening to a man and be fucking alone with kids. Because she is irritating. She is absolutely fucking irritating. Don't listen to a man. Please don't. Because I want you out of the pool. So nobody else has to deal with that shit. I had to deal with it for 3 hours just listening to her. And I'm forming an image in my mind of, fuck her. Just from listening to her. No. If I was in where the fuck she was from, and I saw her somewhere in the club, and a dude was going over to talk to her, I'd be like, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Why not? You got YouTube? Watch this minute mark. Don't fuck around. Sling it over your shoulder, man. Sling it over your shoulder and walk the other way. Don't even fuck around. Because for me, I think that's what needs to happen with some of these chicks. They do need to be alone. Not by choice. You need to sling it over your shoulders and holster it. Holster it. Not this one. Woo! Ooh, no. No. We're not going over there. Yeah, exactly. Like always trying to put a cap on man's options. And this was the part that they always sticking on. They are absolutely always sticking on. Cheating or infidelity. And for me, what it comes down to, very simply, like you just put it, like it just comes down, they don't want a man to be able to have options. That's the part they get so fucked up about. Just a man having options. And it's not that he's going to use them. That was where Kevin got a bunch of pushback. Just was saying that a man that's in this level, this high value man, has options. You don't have to use them, but he has them. Oh no, he can't have any options. He shouldn't. His sexual fidelity should be what he gives me. He's not a woman. Are you nuts? Oh shit! AM went live. I'm gonna have to put this up, close this down quickly. Unless that's a video he just put up, pre-recorded. What up, Hurricane? I see you in here. I heard you was laying low. Good to see you. But that sounds absolutely ridiculous. Now, I'm not a millionaire by any stretch of the imagination. I am not a millionaire. I'm a regular working class dude, right? Motherfucker, I get people trying to cap me on shit. And that's why I say no. I resist that shit. No. You don't get to determine my altitude for me. No. Especially when you made your own fucked up choices. No. That's not how this male female situation works. You don't get to limit me. I don't like limits. I don't. I'm not a fan of them. I will limit myself in certain ways, but those are mine. Nobody imposed them on me. I chose those for me. Now, I believe any man has options. Even if you fucked up and fat, you have options. You always have options. It's just which ones you choose and which consequences you get to take for the options that you execute, which ones you accept. Now, if it's ridiculous for me to believe that a man that's in the upper 1% or something like that of the world, or of men in general, can have any woman he wants to, it's no different than a chick that's young, hot, can have any man she wants to. She can. Just like you can't tell that young chick that, look, you need to settle the fuck down and don't be fucking all these dudes. You can try to tell that to that man, well, you shouldn't be fucking all these chicks. But neither one of them gonna listen. Neither one of them. When people have a lot of options, you don't get to control them. You don't get to control their options, especially if you have very limited options. That's why I always thought it was funny as a single man in my 40s and late 40s, how there were women coming out here in their 40s with a bunch of kids thinking they're going to dictate to a man of how he has to be. Like, what the fuck is you thinking? He has to be loyal to me and only to me. No, he don't. No, he don't. And if you think that, you sorely mistaken. You're not out here on the playing field in a Ferrari like the rest of these other young chicks. You out here in a fucking minivan with car seats in it. You are not about to tell me how things are going to run. You can forget that shit all day long. But if you want to keep believing it, you can keep rolling the way you rolling. And I'll catch you later. But you don't get to dictate a damn thing. Now, the interview itself was very informative in how Andrew Tate thinks, how 30-year-old woman in what do you want to call it, in social media thinks, how two 30-year-old women in social media think, and how a 26-year-old woman trying to be on social media thinks. I think Andrew made his case the best because he was at least the one who was being clear with the examples that he was. He wasn't basing his stuff all off emotion. He was passionate about what he said, but it wasn't emotion. Like I told you, when Brittany got to talking about child support and she started cussing and getting upset, it's because that was personal for her. She don't like that she's had to pay out $50K in lawyers' fees to try to get child support for her son. She don't like that shit at all. But when Andrew brought it back to her about how the destruction of society and how society has worked on these men and fucked them up to be the situation that there's no status in him of paying her money because somewhere he thinks that he'd be looking like a sucker if he paid her, then she kind of calmed that shit down and started thinking about it. Yes. You know why? Because your past makes that fucked up for him. It does. It does. So that's why you're getting pushback against a man's natural biological urge, which is to take care of his children. That's why you're getting pushback. Because it's some shit you did. Now, where the other two women was having a difficulty with that shit was that one was kind of self-made. And her answer to every question that was posed to her was a deflection in another damn direction onto another topic. That's irritating as fuck. I've told somebody this before. I see conversation visually. I'm a very visual person. I see words visually. I see conversations visually. When you start throwing up them deflector shields, I see them. When you start throwing up them blind alleyways, I see them. That's why I'm not going there. That's why it gets so irritating for me to talk to some folks. What she was doing was absolutely irritating. Stonewalling, throwing up red herrings, look over here, not over there. Look, answer a goddamn straight question. For real. Don't divert it onto something else, because then it's just grandstanding. It was irritating. And she was 30-something years old, 36 years old. And the main thing was she didn't want anybody to call her on her choices might not have been the right ones. She wants to keep reverting everything to men and women, and men and women, it's men and women, and it's men and women. Well, then you got the 26-year-old. It's somebody else too. It's always somebody else too. Look, man, you can do that shit forever. What is it about you? What is it that you are accountable for in this situation? If you want to have a dude. Because Andrew Tate says something that I had said before about long-term relationships and marriage. On a long enough timeline, everybody fucking cheats. Everybody does. It happens. It is actually a normal part of relationships. It happens. How you deal with it is the abnormal part. It is. That's why rich and powerful men, you expect them to have a girlfriend and a wife. Now, the 26-year-old wants to break it down. She doesn't want to have to accept it from a regular dude unless he got money. Well, that's whole logic. I'll accept this if the money is right. But if the money ain't right, you don't get to beat me with this metal pole. Well, that's whole logic. Look, shit happens between people. Proximity matters. And two people of opposite sex that are attracted to each other, given the right circumstances, they will eventually fuck. Now, for the woman, it might mean something. For the dude, it might just be a fuck. It don't mean he don't love his wife. It don't mean he wouldn't give her the world. And it don't mean that you wasn't just a jump off. You can have all the fantasy you want to about it and what was going to happen and all the rest of that. It doesn't matter. Because inevitably, sex does not mean the same thing to men as it does to women. That's just what it is. I heard 3 women sitting on a panel. One host, one grown woman, the 3 women who've had the most messed up situations happen to them with sex and all that is trying to argue with this man that men think about sex the way women do. No, the fuck they don't. And when he told them that, they was like, well, they should. No, we shouldn't. No, we shouldn't. That's why you all twisted up. No, we shouldn't. Men do not think about sex the same way. Perfect example came up yesterday. Tiger Woods. Why was he fucking all them little service chicks? Minimum wage earning waitresses and stuff like that and got a whole wife at home. Why was he? Partly because it's what's expected of him. Partly it's because that's what the fuck he wanted. You mean to tell me he a billionaire from putting little white balls in green holes, and he can't have a waitress if he wanted to? Get the fuck out of here. That don't even make no sense to me. It doesn't. Fuck. He married the nanny. Somebody else's fucking nanny. She wasn't no corporate millionaire. She hadn't built herself up to shit. But a high-priced nanny. And she get to tell him, you can't put your dick nowhere else but in me? Get the fuck out of here. Get all the fuck out of here. That sounds absolutely ridiculous. You ain't did shit to be in that situation but show up and spread them. But now he needs to be taking his cues from you, what he can have and what he can't have. Yeah, whatever, man. What the fuck ever. Now, the 26-year-old is trying to relate this, like I said, to money. That regular dudes shouldn't be doing this. Well, this is the thing. She's 26 years old. She only know regular fucking dudes. Well, given, if you put it in context, what 26-year-olds were on nowadays, which is what 26-year-olds were on now, when I was younger, when I was 26, they was chasing after older men. They were chasing after older men. Wasn't trying to fuck with a 26-year-old dude. They was trying to fuck with some 40-year-old motherfucker who had stuff. Oh, he got a business. Oh, he got a nice big car. He got a big house and stuff like that. Oh, girl, he got money. Took me to dinner, pulled out the whole platinum card. Oh, my God. You think she gonna tell him what to do? She got a problem with him having other chicks? Look, he can buy another one of you. Now, this is where old woman energy came in and told her, you're supposed to be having your own shit. I never looked at a man for money. Didn't expect him to do all of that shit. Oh, no, that's wrong. Why is it wrong? Because this chick over here at, 50, 60 something years old, been married for 30 something years to not a millionaire, to a regular schmegula dude making good average money in the UK. What do you got to balance that out, 26-year-old baby mama? Marriage ain't the way, right? Oh, okay. She married. She got kids. And she's sitting up here telling you she happy after 32 years of being with the same man. Your ass sitting up here talking about you taking interviews like you got a job for a man to do. Don't build shit but chaos and bills, and you holding interviews. Look, act like the fucking pumpkin patch and hope somebody pick your ass up. That's what you can do. That goofy ass thinking. Now, beyond this, they hit on a lot of stuff with the children and the marriage aspect as well. And one of the things I found really interesting was how the three women, 26, 36, and 36, were sitting there arguing against the point with another woman who's been married 30-something years, that marriage is not a guarantee against anything. It's not a guarantee that the man will take care of the child and whatnot. And I thought that was kind of ridiculous to listen to three women, two of which, I think all three of them has kids. No man, all single, arguing with a woman who has kids and is still married and telling them that they probably should have gotten married to kind of ensure that the man will be there to take care of those kids. They were arguing that that was not a guarantee. And I'm sitting there thinking, I said, so is that what that's what you use to justify the fact that you didn't get married first before you had a baby? No, that doesn't work all the time. You know what? Condoms don't work all the time either, but we still use them. IUD ain't 100% effective, but you still fucking use it, don't you? Seatbelt won't save you all the time, but you still use it. Stop with this ridiculous everything got to be perfect scenario. That's fantasy. You do what ensures the higher degree of success for what you don't want happening. It's raining outside right now. To increase my chances of not getting into a ridiculous car wreck, I will not smash off down the street at 100 miles an hour in the rain. To further ensure that, that I don't get into a wreck, I'll lower my speed. I'll put on my seatbelt. I'll turn on my windshield wipers, maybe even the lights. I will do everything in my power to ensure the outcome that I want has the most optimal degree of success to get where I'm going and get back where I'm going in one piece with my car in one piece. I'm not going to sit there and argue with somebody saying, man, you should slow down in the rain. Turn on your headlights, turn on your wipers, put on your seatbelt. Oh, no, that don't work all the time. That sounds absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely fucking ridiculous. It does. But this is what these chicks are sitting up here arguing. That marriage doesn't ensure that the man is going to take care of the kids. Well, I'll tell you this. It's a hell of a lot more likely than not being married when you have them. You at least got a little bit of leverage. And you're not sitting there like a nagging ass bitch. Oh, no, he ain't paying for my baby. He should have to pay for this baby. Y'all married? What makes you different from the next stripper in the club that let somebody shoot up the club? What makes you any different? Oh, he rich? Oh, well, you just look like a gold digger, don't you? And that's probably why they don't want to pay your ass. Logic, common sense, and respect is foreign and lost in the Strag's mindset. Yes, the fuck it is. Yes, the fuck it is. And I'll agree with that. Then I'll say this too. That sounds like I disagree with it at the same time. I believe some of them know this shit. Not all of them. Some of them is lost causes. I do believe in that. I do believe some folks is lost causes. They will refuse to get it. But in actuality, that means they actually do. They just fucking refuse. They're so goddamn contrarian. They just refuse to do it because they know it's what they should do. They'll let the house burn down standing next to a fire extinguisher because you told them, bitch, pick up that fire extinguisher and put the flame out. And they're like, don't call me a bitch. Say please. I'm not saying shit. They'll sit there and burn down the whole house because they want something from you. They will deny the fact they have the power to change the situation sitting right next to them, and they won't do it because they're expecting you to change first. Childish. Stubborn, childish shit. Ridiculous. So listening to them do that, I couldn't believe what I was hearing. I'm like, they really arguing against getting married. So the man will actually be more in a position to take care of their fucking kids. This is absolutely ridiculous. They don't understand what they're saying. I hope they watch the playback. Yeah, like cut off their nose and spite their face. That's why Straz always losing from left, right, up, and down, all sideways. They got to take that L. Well, here's the thing: the only L they taking is a crooked dick. That's the only L they taking because a chick like Lizzo should never have the opportunity to be trying to hit on a Chris Evans. Never. And I gave Lizzo some respect now just because I know that she's a fucking flutist. She actually has a fucking skill. Like, holy cow. But she chooses to promote herself doing the most ridiculous shit. You can be a body positive flutist. You don't have to be a body positive 300-pound twerking chick. That was a choice. But she gonna use social media to try to get her a Chris Evans. The fuck out of here. I don't even remember him ever answering that shit. Have you heard that shit? I haven't. He ignored that shit like somebody said he was a shitty Captain America. Mm-hmm. I didn't hear that. The fuck out of here. Why the hell would you think you did? Because of money? Look, man. This is where I fall, and I know how some brothers in the space feel about this shit. But me being kind of a broke nigga from day one, I don't think money make you who you are. You make money, money doesn't make you. And Andrew Tate actually echoed this point: is that money is just an amplifier. It's an amplifier for who you are. If you're a dork and you get $1 million, you're still a fucking dork, right? Those are his words, not mine. And a perfect example is I can think of 4 perfect examples right now. Mark Zuckerberg, Jeff Bezos, what's his fucking name? I'm forgetting his fucking name now because he's such a goddamn dork. Bill Gates and Elon Musk. 4 of the richest men in the world. What do they all have in common? If they was broke, no bitch would be fucking with them. Because they're weird. Weird fucking dorks. But they rich as fuck. They work their way up the mountain to get to the top of the mountain amongst all other men and say, I want to go to space and I want me a hotter chick. Come on, man. And what has it changed? They still fucking dorks. They just rich ones. That's kind of the beauty of the system. That's why I say nerds running shit now. The nerds is winning. The geeks and nerds are winning, man, because we the only one got on our grind about that shit. And computers are stupid. What you're doing is dumb. Okay, I'll show you. Can't the richest motherfuckers in the world. And now you got to listen to all that shit and take it serious. Like, oh, really, Elon? You want to go to space, huh? Oh, how would you do that now? His little broke motherfucker before, they was like, this nigga crazy. He crazy as shit. You ain't never gonna get nowhere with that shit, Elon. Punk. Now look at him. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're officially in the behavioral sink. Man, it ain't even a sink. It's a whole crevasse. Okay, it's a whole crevasse. Trust me. Well, you say no. He rejected her respectfully as possible as twice. Boy, I'd like to read that respectful. Chris Evans got a lady? I want to hear what his lady had to say about that shit. I'm sure words out of her mouth equated to that fat bitch. She's probably laughing her ass off. Oh my God. Oh my God. I like to hear what Chris Evans' lady had to say about that shit. I really do. Because I know whatever he said, that was some immaculately scripted publicist, lawyer approved statement. It had to be. It had to be. That was not something he read on something like, oh shit, let me just get this Twitter response. No, somebody probably slapped the phone out of his hand if he was doing that. She's like, the hell you doing? Oh no, we gotta craft this. We have to craft this. You will not fuck this up. What up, AP? Skillmonger. That just makes me laugh. I think Chris Evans got a lady, dude. I think he got a lady. I bet money she fucking laughed her ass off. I bet money she laughed her ass off. Total, don't you answer that shit. Anyway, I got too many images of that shit running through my head, boy. Oh my God, that had to be a funny day. It had to be a funny day in the Evans house. To be a funny day in the Evans compound. Babe, did you hear? What? Yeah, Lizzo want a date. Who? You're gonna have to respond to her. after we get our fucking 17 goddamn chuckles out. Shit. How disrespectful. He got a whole woman, bitch. Anyway, the point being that the interview, the discussion was actually a good discussion. It was actually a productive discussion. Productive in the sense that information got out to a large number of people of a man's perspective, point of view on what he sees in society happening right now and how far it has slid from how it used to be. And you had a perfect example sitting right there on the panel in Auntie about how the way they used to do things in the past actually works. And the way that these young chicks right now is doing shit don't. There was no better example than the three of them sitting there, all of them with kids, no husband, and the older woman sitting there with grown children and still a husband. She's been with that man about as long as some of them been alive, but they're trying to tell her that's not the way to do relationships. Okay, so your way is working? And all Andrew Tate is doing is sitting up there actually pointing out, like, no, this is where we've all fucked up. This is all screwed up. And can speak to it quickly. They got to elaborate all over the place. And this is what we were talking about yesterday about how women, it wasn't yesterday, I think it was on Artie Ibmore's stream, the BGS, talking about how women think all over the place. Think like a ricochet. Ping, 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 ping. It's all over the place. Maybe it'll hit the target. But men get to this point. This is what it is. This is how the world is. But no, I think it's I just asked you, what do you want to eat? That's all I needed to know. Didn't need all the rest of this shit. But it shows that these women fundamentally, mentally, do not understand the world or refuse to see it for how it is. And they don't fucking understand men at all. They understand sexuality a little, but they don't understand men at all. Young girl trying to put it all on money, that regular men can't do this unless they have the money. Other two chicks, oh, well, I don't need a man to do this. I can do everything myself and all the rest of that. And the simple shit was like, okay, so your car breaks down. What happens? Well, I'll just take it to the mechanic. The mechanic is a man. Somebody breaking your house and now what you going to do? Oh, I'll just call the police. The police is a man. Where do you live? Oh, I live in a house or a condo. Okay, fuck all the rest of that. A man built that. What are you talking about? You don't need men. It seems like you need men a lot more than men need your ass. Oh, you got babies? Did you just spontaneously, immaculately concept that motherfucker? Or did somebody have to shoot up the club for you to get that too? So that means your motherhood is actually based on a man too. Because I've never seen a chick that's never had a baby walking around calling herself a mother. Unless you talk about the new age motherfuckers who I'm a cat mom or I'm a dog mom. No, you're a pet owner. That's not a child. That's a pet. That's an animal. You're not even the same fucking species. Look, I love my pets too. I never thought they were my kids. Never treated them like human children because they're animals. Domesticated or not, they're fucking animals. Different rules. These motherfuckers sitting up there talking about they don't need men for none of this shit. I can make my own money or whatever. It's like, so where do you work? You work at a company? You sit at a desk? Somebody writes you a check? Or you own your own printing press and own your own business? And who, I don't know, I'm missing a word right now. Who actually patronizes this business? Is it just women? Or is it men? Or is it women who men have given money to come patronize your business? And then you got Miss Brittany sitting there. She's being kind of quiet because a lot of this shit, I'm telling you, watch this shit. And one of the things Pearl and her production staff do well is that they'll give you a wide shot. So when Andrew is talking, everybody that's sitting on the couch is usually in the frame. So you can see Brittany's reactions. You can see her face. You can see her eyes. You can see what's hitting home to her. That's why she's not talking a lot, because some of that shit he's saying, he's not saying it directing at her. He's, for what he said, he don't know shit about her life or none of that shit, which I can believe it because I didn't know shit about her life until Kevin sat down and I was like, who is this bitch? Why do I care? He's just talking about his experience, women in the world as it is. That shit is hitting home for her now. Why? Because there's always a younger, hotter chick. She is at replacement age. That's where she is. She is now at the end of the line in the factory, about to fall off the conveyor belt. That's why she's having those thoughts now about what she was doing when she was younger. Oh, these men just used my body. No, you used your body. That's how you made yourself famous. Men didn't make you famous for that shit. You did. Because if you wasn't showing it, we wouldn't have seen it. That's you sticking your ass out in every picture. That's why you stay in the gym. Ain't no fucking fitness model. You doing it to maintain what you got. And that's what you know, bring the dollars in. So like any other hoe, you're going to use the tool that you have to get what you want. So shake it. What did he say? That circus party logic on these females. I bet they love Chuck E. Cheese. I'm not going to say I get all of that comment, Detroit, but the Chuck E. Cheese reference is funny. That's just funny as hell. That's just funny as hell. She said, if a man break in my house, I'm going to play dead. Yeah, she did say that dumb shit, Skillmonger. I'm going to play dead. No, you'll be dead. The fuck? You think men is that goddamn stupid? That shows you where her mind is. Like I said, they don't know men. Do you think some man breaking in your house is going to see your ass laid out on the floor playing dead and not going to come over there and kick you in your goddamn stomach? You really think that? Get the fuck out of here. You sound so stupid. That's your on-the-spot thought. I'm going to play dead. Get the fuck out of here. Not I'm going to leave the house through another window or something like that. No, I'm going to play dead. No, you're going to be dead. Dumbass. Like, and that was a 36-year-old, y'all, who don't need no man. Look, if somebody broke in my house, I'm not going to be in this bitch playing dead. Stupid ass. Yes, she really said that shit, Detroit. Thanks to Skillmonger for actually, this is what actual factuals do for you. They say shit that you could not believe unless you saw it yourself. Like, that motherfucker really said that shit. Oh, my God. Internet is forever, you dumb motherfucker. Yes, she really said that shit. She really did. Go watch it. I wasn't taking a minute count, but I did hear that shit. I was like, oh, my God. Dude. Fuck, we play dead. What? The people on the panel was looking at it like, what? you talking about? You not out in the jungle? Stupid ass. Yeah, play dead. What if he got a shotgun? Then she shot, son. That's what happened. What if he got a shotgun? Then she shot, son. That's what happened with the shotgun. Someone getting shot, son. Shit. Yeah, her critical thinking skills are truly lacking. No, but don't tell her that because she keep talking about how smart she is. I never believe somebody who got to profess how smart they are. I'm very smart and very intelligent. Look, man, anybody who can talk to you and hold a conversation is intelligent, but that don't mean they saying shit worth listening to. Look, there are rappers who got whole careers rapping about shit nobody knows the fuck they saying. Or what they're saying is not about anything, meaning it's nothing of substance. It's nothing you can learn from. It's nothing that makes you think about life and be like, oh shit, that was profound. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. But the fact that they can string words together means they're actually intelligent. It's a scale or a gradient. It's not a fucking line. I'm dumb, I'm intelligent. Everybody ain't built the same. Her intelligent ass thought in the moment that playing dead would be the actual response for somebody breaking into a single woman's house. A big ass dude breaking into a single woman's house, her on the spot thinking was play dead. You ain't that goddamn intelligent then. Because the intelligent single woman, in my mind, would own a gun. And maybe keep that bitch on the nightstand when she go to sleep. So if she heard somebody breaking into her house, she'd be thinking about what she trained herself to do from some man in that situation. Maybe she'd get up out the bed, had the little house shoes by the side of the bed, grab the pistol, and get into the dark corner and wait to light that motherfucker up if he came in the room. To me, that's what the intelligent woman would already have trained herself to do. Already got that schooling to do. Not lay on the floor like a goddamn possum. Ugh. The fuck out of here. Yeah, not all bulbs is bright. No, not bright at all. No, not all bulbs are kicking out the same wattage. I'm just saying. If you don't know, walk through your house and figure that shit out. Not all bulbs is bright. There's a bulb in your refrigerator too, but you wouldn't want that shit in your bedroom. It'd be really tough to read a book by it. Stupid ass. What was the other point that I had when I was thinking about this shit? Infidelity, marriage, children, child support. Oh, the status. The status that women bring to men. This was an interesting point that Andrew Tate was lining out that I thought was actually interesting because it went to a different place than I thought about it with men and women. And his point was that everything men do is about status. And how a woman gives that status to a man is by being respectable. Being that unobtainable woman is what gives him status and respect. And I thought about this. I really thought about this a bit hard while I'm listening to the show. It's like, you know what? I've dated a lot of women. I just say a lot because it's more than 5, right? Relationships, serious relationships, right? And the one that brought me the most headache was not the longest relationship. It was a relationship with the person I call my crazy ex. Because my crazy ex was beautiful. She was. She was beautiful as fuck. Like, stop traffic fucking beautiful. Like, niggas would just, man, I got to hit on her. And I'm like, feel like that thing in Harlem Nights. Every fucking night I got to fight. Like, nigga, now here I go. Got to get into this shit and these motherfuckers in Oakland because they cannot pass no titties and a smile, right? Beautiful. That was a headache. It was a fucking headache. Not that she wasn't funny, not that she couldn't be cool. The shit was a fucking headache. But what it did do, I did notice that it gave me a different status with other dudes. Other dudes talk to me a bit differently when they say, damn, that's your girl? Yeah. Now, I've dated pretty women. I have. Pretty to me. Pretty to other guys, right? That motherfucker was probably like a 9. Maybe an 8. I'm not saying I had a bunch of those. And I don't have no shame in saying that shit. It just is what the fuck it is, dude. I told y'all before, I don't need a 10. If I can get 2 5s, why do I care about a 10? I'm thinking of playing poker, nigga. I got a pair. I want a pair. I don't want one. Like, shit, what's a 10 gonna do for me? I got a pair of 5s, nigga. I'm in the game. I at least got one pair. I need to work on the full house. Right? So it's not like I've dated ugly chicks, but she was the one that, set the bar. And it was different. There was a certain level of status dudes give me because when you have, like, mind you, this is just one day. We standing outside of my damn job, right? Standing outside of my car. I don't have no big expensive car. I don't. I like my shit. It is what it is, right? She came over on a lunch break. I'm on my lunch break. We standing outside talking. She touching on me. She want to kiss. She want to hug. We just talking. Superintendents for my company come out of there, and they white dudes. They walk by. They see me and her there. They walk up. They go inside the building. When I see these motherfuckers later, you know what they was asking me? Damn, that's your lady? Yeah, that's my girlfriend. Good job, man. These niggas got more money than me by a stretch. They don't need to give a fuck about where I'm putting my damn dick. I am probably the lowest person on this goddamn totem pole in this company. But they went out of their way to try to give me some respect about who I was with. That's what's meant by the right woman can make you and the wrong one can break you. Now, if they saw that chick and then thought in their mind, I saw this bitch all over Instagram. She been with a bunch. I can name all 7 of her last dudes she was fucking. You don't think that would have had an effect? I'm a guy. If my homeboy is dating a chick that is a whole hoe, and everybody know it, I'm gonna be looking at the nigga like, why are you still with her? You must be in love, and that's dangerous. Must be. That's the wrong one. Oh man, you can't be telling me nothing about that. Look, man, you're gonna keep fucking with that bitch. Don't drink out of no cups at my house. I'm just saying. What? You mad because she knew somebody where you was? She a whole fucking hoe. Everybody knows it. Nigga. Shout out to Edward Anderson. Look, you my homeboy. I'm gonna give you that respect for being my homeboy, but at the same time, nigga, yo choosing is fucked up. Look, there gotta be some better options. Gotta be. Look, he'll probably be smoking out the window because of her. Yeah. No, man. No. What did Double C say? What up, Double C? I ain't seen you in a minute. Give me 5 2s and I'm good. 5 twos and you in there. That's still 10. Well, we adding and multiplying. I just need to make sure what function we gonna use. I don't need a 10. And anybody who's had 10s have told me you don't want many of those. That's a problem. And I believe them. I wouldn't. I'm not the biggest nigga in the world. And I use this example all the time because this just lets you know who my pinnacles of manhood are. If I got a whole 10, I'm 5'11", 200 something pounds, and Mike Tyson walking there wanting to talk to my chick, somebody get knocked the fuck out. And it's probably not going to be Mike. I'm just saying. Probably can take her. Probably can take her. I'm going to do my man shit, but goddamn, it's going to take some hell of negotiating skills. They'll talk about PJ Washington. I don't even know anything about PJ Washington except for the fact you should not call yourself something that little kids wear to bed. Don't look good. Does not look good to me. I really, as I get older, I notice this. I have a problem with how men are infantilized regularly just on words. PJ, that's too close to pajamas, nigga. Too close to pajamas. And because of that, I wouldn't have anybody calling me PJ. You're going to either call me whatever my P name is or whatever my J name is. P Washington, P Wash, something. But you ain't going to be calling me fucking PJs. Because I don't want you thinking of little kids' fetid pajamas when you talking to me. I want you thinking of me as a goddamn man. That's why after a certain age, I stopped letting people call me by my nickname that my mother has called me forever. You got to call me my whole fucking name. My full government name. Yeah, the first one, not the nickname. Because I don't want you getting it confused when I say something to your ass that sound like a grown man. That, oh, why did he say that to me like that? Because I don't want you confused. I want you to understand who the fuck you talking to now. That was so-and-so's little baby. I am not that no more. And you need to get that shit through your head. Said, nah, you'd have to flip the script like Martin Lawrence if Mike Tyson was approaching your girl. Oh, what up, Mike? Yeah, I was saving it for you. He like, come on, baby, let's go. Let's get the fuck out of here. Let's go. This nigga coming. This nigga coming. But, like, to get back to Tate's point, women are status for men. There is a certain degree of status that a woman can bring to a man. And there's a certain degree of status a woman can take from a man by having a fucked up loose past. I mean, think of it this way. How much respect does anybody have right now for Will Smith? And why don't you have that high level of respect for him? Really think about it. Before the slap, what was it? Before he slapped Chris Rock. Because trust me, it's not like people really give a fuck about Chris Rock like that. It's why he slapped Chris Rock that people get all in their shit about. Why? Because of Jada. And Jada's whole behavior. Some behavior she probably should be arrested for. That red table mess, right? Yeah, sick. Right? And why on that? Because she took status away from him. Her behavior damaged his credibility and his status among other men. And that's why he had to get up and slap the shit out of Chris Rock. Because Chris Rock came for some of it too. And that's why he did it. Trying to regain that shit. Because I told y'all, Will had been riding with that shit for a long time. It'd been a whole year and a half or something like that. He'd been having to listen to them jokes and all the rest of that shit. And that was just a straw that broke the camel's back. It wasn't necessarily Chris. It was everything. But that's how the right woman can make you, and the wrong one can fucking break you. Fucks up your status. So I was totally feeling that from Andrew Tate. It's like, okay, you're right. You're right. Because I always thought of it as women seek status. That's why they want the man with the car and the house and all that shit. They want that status for themselves. That's why they go after basketball players and rappers and entertainers and actors and shit, and just be some lonely bitch who might have dropped out of school or something. They want that status. They want that notoriety. They want that life. That my only catch-all in life was I caught this dude's dick between my legs, and my life will be all right because of that. But the man loses on that. Is she a hoe? Yeah, he loses respect with his homeboys. He do. And not saying you pick her for your homeboys, but you need somebody that's respectable. That gives you that sense. Like, okay, she's, she got some good upbringing and stuff like that. Cool. She cool, dude. What, damn, she know how to cook and everything. She ain't bitching at you. Man, we rolled over the house. She wasn't even tripping. We was watching the game. She was, y'all want some? Man, I went and got another case of beer. Y'all want some beers? Yeah, we good. I made some nachos or whatever, babe. You need anything? No? Okay, I'm gonna go in here and do my thing and holler if you need me. What? This 26-year-old bitch was sitting there complaining about dudes playing video games. Right? And Andrew gave her the cheat code to getting the dude to stop playing the fucking video game. And she wasn't even accepting it. Now, if her main complaint kept coming up that dudes just play video games too much, he played video games too much, he said, and he told her that no man wants to listen to you come complaining to him about playing video games all the time. But if he came in there and said, oh, it wasn't Andrew, it was Auntie told her this. But she came in and told him, babe, you're so smart. Why do you waste all your time playing video games? When you're so smart, you can be doing so many other things. Immediately, the video game is going to go off. And I think it was Andrew told her that. Immediately, the video game is going to come off because you got into the man's ego. He'll turn that shit off and do something else for you. And that's what he was pointing out is like, what's more important, the argument or the win? But you win in that situation. So which one do you want? The argument or the win? Mission accomplished. You got him to stop playing the fucking video game. But trust and believe, if you come in there just bitching at him about it all the time, you think he about to stop? I say this to women all the time, and I hate that shit. Men are not children. They are not your fucking children. How you can talk to your son and get him to stop playing his video game is not the same way you can talk to your man or just the dudes you fucking and get him to stop playing a video game. He's not going to do it because you ain't no authority over him. And like Kevin said, unless you about to pull out your dick and have a dick measuring contest, you ain't measuring up. And you ain't squaring up like no man. So what authority do you actually have? The path to your vagina? If he's had it already, that's a loss. That's a quest that's already been accomplished. Mission complete. It's a whole banner hanging on your fucking vagina. It ain't new. It's not new territory. It's been conquered. The flag is there. So you taking it away ain't doing nothing. There's 100 other women out there. And the more valuable your man is, the more other options he has. Are you jumping out of line? Because that will keep the rotation going. But 26-year-old didn't want to hear that shit. She couldn't fathom the understanding. Why do men want to play video games? Because we need respites. We need respites from the shit that we go out here and deal with in the world. And respites, in a sense, is you being his peace. And not you being the reason he got to put a piece in his mouth. That should be the easy part. But they don't get that. Men need to downshift from a lot of other stuff out there in the world. Do you think when I think about what I have to do tomorrow at work, I'm not thinking about the struggles I'm going to have? That it's just going to be smooth sailing? I just get to go and I just get to talk and I just get to drink my coffee and all the rest of that shit. No, nigga. No. I'm thinking about everything I got to deal with trying to get out of this house on time, on the road, at work, going to every work order that I need to do. I'll also be thinking about the bullshit that's happening in my personal life tomorrow, where people are trying to cut you out of your whole legacy. They're having a whole MC reunion, my MC family reunion, without me being there. How'd that work? I'll be thinking about all of that shit while I'm still trying to do my job to a high level that I set for myself, because I demand more of myself daily. Do you think when I come back home, I want somebody bitching at me about if I played a video game, if I sat down and did nothing, sat in a dark room just thinking? Fuck no. I wouldn't want to hear that shit at all. Not 1 minute of it. No. Oh no. Look, if you can't be my peace, you can't be here. No. Would she rather he resorts to boozing and chain smoking instead? Shit, the other hobby that they like to mention all the time, like it happens just regularly nowadays. What if his hobby became smacking you the fuck around? He decided to stop playing video games and start using you as a controller. Would you prefer that? Would you prefer him out fucking around? Playing 9 holes of golf in other chicks' holes? Because there's a lot of other stuff he can be into other than sitting at the house playing fucking video games. There's a whole bevy of other things he could be doing. Pick your damn battles. You definitely do. You pick your battles, but whatever. What up, BMT? The trigger man is in the building. Trigger warning, trigger warning. And Faulkner, I saw you creeping here. Will Beast, what's good with you? But other than that, went on for about 1 hour and 40 minutes. Goddamn. It was a good stream. Like I said, it was an enlightening stream. It was interesting. I got to see more of Tate uninterrupted without clips and stuff like that. And I really don't see what everybody getting all pissed off about. But I understand, because I've done it in my own life, how people react to the truth, especially women. Women do not like the truth. And he said that shit just like I know it. Women don't like the truth. Tell a woman the truth, the first thing she's going to talk about is her feelings is fucking hurt. So you don't want the truth. You want lies. You might as well just admit that shit and keep it pushing. Because the truth ain't favorable to you. And delusional mind states. It's not. The truth is, you can't be the hot chick forever. The truth is, how many men you sleep with does matter, because you are not a man. You are a female. It's completely different to go up inside of somebody and squirt and to let somebody inside you squirting. Two completely different acts. It matters. It matters to the man if you're into men. But I think even in a lesbian relationship, if you've been with a lot of fucking chicks, she gonna be looking at you like, I ain't going down on you, bitch. You nasty. There's a whole fucking cesspool down there. No. No, we gonna be using all these rubber gloves and dental dams and shit. No. Mm-mm. So no, it always matters. And if you don't like that, I don't know what to tell you. Men respect purity in women. A little bit of naivete and a little bit of purity. And I can tell you that Andrew Tate was talking about that in the stream, that men like to be able to be the porthole to which women see the world by coming into his world, which is true. I'm sitting there thinking about it like the lady I'm dealing with right now. I do things for her just because she hasn't had it done for her before. That's fun for me. If some other nigga did all the rest of that shit, I wouldn't be doing that. Why the fuck would I? You've done it already. It's no fun. It ain't fun for me. It ain't new for you. And I told y'all my mentality, life is experience. If you're not having new experiences with people, what the fuck are you doing there? Because that's what life is kind of about, having experiences. And if it can't be somebody's new experience, or you both can't have a new experience together, what the fuck is we doing, man? Whatever. Okay, yeah, you above all of this shit. You had it all before. Yeah, the motherfucker flew you to Dubai. Okay, then why aren't you still with this motherfucker? What happened? How'd you fuck that up? Because I'm not flying you to no goddamn Dubai. Not for the weekend. Not just for the fuck of it. No. You don't have to earn that shit. I think like a union. You got to pay your dues in here to get shit like that. I'm not trying to impress you that way. No. 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 I'm not Christian Grey. They mad because Tate is a black man with an opinion. Okay, he light-skinned. They really hate that shit. Light-skinned it. Herpes and HPV are the most common STDs among lesbian relationships. You know why? Because them chicks wasn't always lesbians. They had a couple dirty Dick Rodneys. Just saying. Just saying. I always thought it was funny. It's like, oh, we lesbians. Oh, but y'all got kids. How'd that happen? Did you adopt? Or did you get a surrogate or something? No, that's from my earlier marriage. Oh, so you're not a lesbian then. You're an opportunist. Is what I'm hearing. Especially if you two lesbians that just decide to get all bloated and fat. That means you're just fucking lazy. That's all that means. I'm in California. You can challenge me on that shit if you want to, but I'll bring you some pictures. Big Dog Pod, BDP. Down with the boogie down. This is why I'm glad that the Black Manosphere exists, because it's just black men saying what they want and dropping gems along the way. We all got gems to drop because we all had experiences in life. And we all don't see things the same way. We experience it and see it and conceptualize it differently. My only goal is I like to see people give that out. Because like I'm saying, I'm younger than Andrew. I'm old, not younger. I'm older than Andrew, right? But he has experiences that I haven't. But where we have a commonality is that we've seen some of the same things. Even though he's living his life as a millionaire, I'm living my life as not a millionaire. Seeing some of the same shit. So we're looking at the same world. Same thing here in the Black manosphere. Everybody in here is from different walks of life, different places, different age ranges. But we come together on this point because we understand this is the reality of the world that we're living in and that we're seeing. And we can actually come together like this, be it two people or 2,000, and get that understanding that this is something that's happening all around to all of us. And now that we understand it's happening, how do you change that? You change it by changing your role in that shit. That's what your red pill awakening is supposed to be. How you figure out how to stop that wheel and get off that goddamn merry-go-round. Putting your six gun away or throwing your dick over your shoulders like, yeah, I'm not gonna do that. No. Little Tatiana, yeah, no. Nah, bitch. No, I'm not fucking you. Nope, sorry. No man's land. No. Cast thee aside. Nope. Can't do it. Can't do it. Wouldn't be smart. Wouldn't be prudent. Don't do that, bro. No, don't go there. Don't go there. No, let that wither. Got sprayed his garden, man. We got weeds all over this shit. Yeah, sick Diddy talking about happy trails, mama. Yep. Happy trails to you. Tate is biracial. His father is Ados from Chicago, U.S. His mother is a wasp from London, England. Yeah, you look biracial, but so fucking what? My daughter is biracial. My son ain't. Don't matter. Look, that shit to me don't matter. I'm not on the point of discounting black folks if they have one drop of something else in them. I am an American. Far as I'm concerned, every black person that was born ADOS in America is mixed. You have some DNA from somebody else in you because of where you came from. Here. It's the melting pot, right? So since that is the case, even if you can't see it visually, why get hung up on that shit? To me, that's that white folk shit to be hung up on. That's their issue. I'm not making it mine. Not making it mine at all. I have never seen that as being the mainstay of, well, wait a minute. He ain't all the way black. He's biracial. Does it fucking matter? Does it make what he says any less true? Because that's the only part that matters to me. Is what you're saying actually true? I don't give a fuck what complexion the person is that said it. Why would I? I'm interested in the truth. I'm not interested if the color palette soothes my eyes. Get the fuck out of here. And that's the beauty of the shit. Men talking to men about life and its highs and lows while learning how to navigate it. Exactly, BDP. Exactly, big dog. I can absolutely agree with that shit. Because that's what's important. That's what needs to happen. That's what's been missing for the last 40 goddamn years. I can say that because I'm over 40. That's what's been missing the last 40 damn years. Men being able to talk to men about the highs and lows of life and learn how to better navigate through it. That's what was missing when all your daddies was going to jail, getting killed in the streets, getting pushed out of the home. You're not supposed to be talking to them because he ain't about shit. Mama don't like him no more. That's what's missing from all this generations of men. That's what's missing. The masculine touch. Men helping men be men. That's it. Facts. What's up, Trail? TB in the building. ADOS equals mixed nag. We literally are stepkids. I told y'all I got legitimately Irish on both sides of my family, paternal and maternal side, or fraternal and maternal side, literally. So what do you think I'm gonna sit here and run around saying? Oh, that nigga biracial. You see how light I am? I'm hella dark to some people. I'm too light for other people. You ain't got time to be worried about that shit. Look, that's your problem. Fix your fucking eyes. Y'all mutts in this bitch. Peace to chat. You too, Arthur. Thanks for letting me be the add-on to my show. Said peace to the chat. You too, artist. Thanks. I'm glad you thought of me. No, I'm not. I'm not mad at you, Sick Diggy, for that shit. I'm not mad at you for that shit. I'm just stating the point. Just like you were stating the point. Oh, he's biracial. Yes, I'm stating the point. I don't give a fuck. Don't matter to me if he was biracial. When I looked at that shit and he don't look like me, I was listening to what the hell he had to say. And I agreed with what he had to say. Didn't matter to me what if he was biracial or not. I never even thought about it. It doesn't matter to me. Like saying I was listening to Pearl, like, yeah, she a white girl. Yeah, I kind of noticed. Yeah, you know, she is kind of pale. Huh. Imagine that. So fucking what? I'm not colorblind, but some shit I don't care about. I really don't. I really don't. Told y'all before. I find my tribe where I find it. So, with that said, it's about 2 hours in. I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. It is 7:54 on the West Coast, and Trail, shut the fuck up. She kind of translucent. Look, man, stop hating. She milky. You don't think she fucking know? It's just is what the fuck it is, dude. Look, white folks come in all kinds of shades. Yeah, some of them are translucent, but they're usually like the ones with that ginger tint in them. They usually got that ginger, and that's when they get really pale. That's when they get really pale. So whatever, she ain't your cup of tea. Whatever. He said she translucent. He said translucent, and the first thing I start thinking of is fucking jellyfish and shit. Trail, you ain't shit. You ain't shit, dude. Just say she pink. All right, just say she pink. All right, just say that. She leave fingerprints on copy paper. Okay, just say that. Something. God damn. Translucent. That is fucked up, dude. Ultraviolet Mar. Oh, well, thank you. I don't know how much of it you heard, but thank you very much. I'll take that. Compliments are welcome. I'm a black man. You know, we don't get those often, so I may not believe you, but I'll accept it. Fuck it. Yeah, it's Monday. I'll take that one. But I'm going to go ahead and get out of here, y'all. Trail made me laugh with that translucent shit. And every time I say it, it makes me laugh again. I just keep thinking of her arm in that video. Like, yeah, she's pretty pale. You got to get some sun, but she in fucking London. There ain't no sun out. It's cloudy and shit. You ever heard of London fog? Hey, look, it's like my daughter. My daughter stay in a place where it rained most of the damn time, and she talking about how she can't get no sunlight. I said, well, fuck, you moved there. What the fuck's wrong with you? Yeah, you look like a highlighter. You better get out and get some melanin, replenish your cells. Shit. Come on, man. Common sense. Look, yeah, she in London. She gonna have to find some sunlight somewhere. Take a vacation. Get out somewhere tropical. Get some of them rays on you. Get a little dark. A little darker. You need some of that darkness. On the outside, not the inside. On the outside. The inside. I was here for the whole stream, but was cooking. Oh, awesome. I do like women who can cook. I can cook. I'm not tonight though. I think I'm gonna go get these enchiladas that I've been missing. Tasting these enchiladas. I ain't went to my local spot in a minute. She might be missing me. I might have thought I died or something. Yeah, she need that vitamin D. Yeah, she do. That vitamin E and D. Man, she liked the vitamin D. So it should work out. But thank you guys for coming through. This is just my little PMDM, my philosophy of a multidimensional black man. Just putting my thoughts out there, what I thought about the interview. It was labeled as a debate. It was just a podcast, but it was a good conversation. Even though that 26-year-old, you need to shut the fuck up. For real. You need to shut the fuck up and listen more. Like, if you look, I don't have a reason to believe Pearl would ever watch this shit because I didn't put her name or Andrew's name tagged in this shit anywhere. But look, if you ever had that young bitch on your show again, put some duct tape on her mouth. Put some duct tape on her mouth. She cannot talk. Turn her mic off. I don't give a fuck what you got to do. That screeching ass voice, no. And I can believe that you weren't being disrespectful the last time she was on your stream, that she was being disrespectful because she did talk over everybody, even on that one. Even on this stream, she talked all over everybody. Absolutely irritating, uncouth ass. So, no respect. She need a man in her life or a daddy, preferably a daddy. So, that's just me. I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. Thank you guys for coming through this evening, listening to my little off-the-cuff rambles. If I dropped any jewels, pick them up. Like, share, subscribe, support the stream if you feel so inclined. $artisanmc at Cash App or artisanmc on PayPal. I do appreciate it. I'm going to get out of here and go get me some enchiladas. Y'all have a good night and a productive week. It's a short one, so make it work for you. All right, y'all. Peace. This fool said translucent. Trail, you a nut.